Now we're gonna call the Judicial Committee meeting to order. And you have the minutes in front of you. And I can entertain a motion to approve them if you'd like.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we have, public comment from anyone. Anyone? Hearing none, we'll continue on. The first order of business is, we have a part-time judicial commissioner, Mr. Martinez, and a request to make him a full-time commissioner and to extend his term, because his term is running out now. And I talked to Judge Lee about this. I saw him the other morning over at the judicial, not judicial, but the juvenile court area. And I asked him if he had any comments on any of these people, and he said he had no negative comments at all. Now, Stacy would like for a 4-year term. Not sure that's doable, but we can entertain that. Or if you have any, I understand Mr. Martinez is doing a great job. You have any comment, John, on that?
He's doing a great job. He picked up quick. He's personable. He makes good decisions.
Bilingual, Tommy, bilingual also, right?
Yeah, and bilingual.
Okay.
It's my understanding that Stacy couldn't be here tonight.
She had, her daughter had an operation.
Right.
Is the reason. That's why John is filling in. Plus I asked Kiana to come for a Manning document to make sure we don't approve too many more than we have spaces for.
I'll make a motion, we approve for a 2-year term for Mr.
I'll
Martinez.
second too.
Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The next one I have is Mr. Todd Gibson. He's part-time. Stacy said he needed a little more training, and she recommends 6 months on Mr. Gibson. She said he's doing fine, he just needs a little more training. He's got a full-time job, and that's why he's not in there all the time training.
How long's he been with us? 6 months now?
3 or 4
Since
months.
January.
January.
You have any comment on him, John, at all?
This is his second 3-month appointment, so the 6 months would take him to a year where I think he could fully establish himself. And then at that time, we may be looking for a longer term.
Okay. So she's asking 6 months.
Do we want to do 6 months or do we want to do a year? Because I think that's what we talked about before, that we would get to this point and then possibly do a year term. But
So he came on in January?
yes,
But how many hours a month is he putting in?
He's basically filling in all the slots now where we don't have anyone, and that's with as short staffed as we were for a while. He was kind of thrown into the fire.
Yeah.
Some of the he still needs, I think, additional training on maybe analyzing the law, and so we're working with him on that. He's coming into it blind. He's been a 30-year employee at Kroger, so the law is foreign to him. Many of us would walk in and, worked with the law for 30
Right.
years. He doesn't have that experience, so I think that's one reason that his training has been a little slower, or his learning curve has been a little
Is he
slower
writing
than some of
warrants?
the other commissioners.
Is he writing warrants independently?
I'm sorry, no.
Is he, you say he's filling in, is he independently writing
Yes, he's
warrants?
independently writing warrants. He's writing orders of protection, but there's still improvement to be made.
Okay. Okay. But there's no reason for him not to continue?
That is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
And I agree with
yeah. I mean, that,
Reese here. I think
Yeah.
a year would be appropriate. Otherwise, we'll be coming back here and do this all the time.
I think that's kind of what we had talked about initially, was the idea was to kind of set up some type of a training period until we got a recommendation as to this person's a good fit. And it sounds like he's a good fit in general.
And the
So
judge,
I'd like to make a
and I asked him specifically about the part-timers, Judge Lee, and he said Had no negative comments on any of it.
Okay.
So,
I'll second your motion, Lauren.
Yeah, yeah,
So for a year?
yeah,
For
yeah,
1
I'll make a
year.
motion for 1 year.
Any other discussion on that? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, that would be them. Todd, and now we have an issue. Last time we did this, we recommended appointment of Nita Fox for 2 years. Well, after we did that, and she actually said she would accept it, but she has not accepted it. She's accepted a part-time. And so I don't know, Mike, do we need to do anything to change that on our recommendations? Or do we need to go to the commission for that?
Well, I guess I'm a little confused. We,
We appointed her for full-time for 2 years.
2 years, and she did not accept that.
Well, she did initially,
Okay,
and then she came back later. She's got a full-time job, and she's actually a bartender also.
okay.
I don't know if that makes a difference.
No, I'm trying to get the procedure down. If we voted to give her 2 years, and she doesn't want 2 years, has she resigned?
No, she's.
She wants 2 years, she just wants it as part-time instead of full-time.
I think y'all better vote on
Yeah,
that
which is
and
the-
run it back to
Back to the
the
commission.
commission, yeah.
Okay,
But we are, did the commission already?
Yeah,
they appointed
Give her
her for
2
2
years?
years.
we did.
Yes.
She was here.
She was
Yeah.
here, so all we have to do is make it a part-time instead of full-time.
Okay.
I think
But we're not
that's-
changing the length of her term?
I don't think we can.
Yeah, I don't
right?
think we
Start
can.
over.
Yeah, we start over.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Start over again?
Yeah, I
Okay.
really think so.
Okay, so,
Okay.
do we want to make a motion to make her a 2-year part-time?
I'll make the motion to 2 years part-time,
Okay,
and we can start it as of what, I mean, I guess would it start at the August meeting?
Yeah, once it's.
Okay,
county
so the 2
commission
years would be,
elects.
Okay.
would be August.
So we're not shortening her term?
no,
No.
not shortening the
Okay.
term.
So she's just, so when we do this, she'll just transition out of the full-time role
Yeah.
to the part-time role.
But right now, she is a full-time
Full-time.
employee until August
Until August.
Until
19 or whatever.
Until we do this, because that would take away any kind of benefits as far as.
I'll second
Okay.
that motion.
Yeah, but is she
Okay,
full-time?
any other comments?
Yeah, no, well, I don't think she's actually full-time.
She was gone. She
Right.
hadn't.
She was
she
hadn't-
elected to be,
Come back.
she's
I-
holding,
Right,
she's holding
I
a full-time
understand,
position.
But I think, I think what we did is, she left, and then the last meeting, we actually nominated her for 2 years for full-time. But I think she actually came back, and correct me if I'm wrong, but she came back and said that she didn't want full-time, but she wanted part-time, but she wanted the 2 years. And that was in between the time we made the motion here at the committee, and then when commission
She
met.
was here at the commission.
So-
meeting.
She accepted the
She
2-year
accepted the
full-time.
commission meeting.
Then after
For
the fact,
full-time?
she decided she didn't want the full-time.
Yeah, I talked to her at
Okay.
the
Couldn't do it.
commission meeting.
Okay,
She
all right,
couldn't do the full-time after the fact, after we already appointed her, and
right,
she accepted it.
okay, I guess that's what
So
it
all
is,
we're
yeah,
gonna
so I
do
think
is
she's already,
start from scratch.
okay. But I think she's currently working part-time,
Yes.
was the point of that.
Yeah. How many part-time positions do we have available?
Four
Well,
available.
Right now, we don't have any. Well, once you move Louise to a
Full-time,
full-time,
it'll.
you'll have that part.
Okay, so we're moving him to a full-time.
Yeah.
We set him up for a year.
And she will be a part.
So she will now move to his position.
No,
Correct.
she's in a part-time now
She,
because when.
She can't be,
That's what I'm
she was
saying.
elected, she was elected, she's holding a full-time position, whether she wants to work it or not.
right,
Oh,
as of right now.
Yeah, I mean, we don't get.
We've got to change it in order
Yeah.
to
We're
get
gonna
her to.
change it.
full-time positions.
Okay.
Well, we have one if she's in one, but we.
But
we
you
have
couldn't
to-
fill that full-time position that Ms. Fox holds right now because she's got it.
That is
Right.
But after August 19th.
Now we're gonna
We-
change her to
we're still-
part-time, so Louise can go to the full-time.
Okay, so we're just switching their roles.
And really, the full-time's not a problem, because we have vacancies. Okay, we have a first, we have a second, any other discussion on this? All in favor, say aye.
Ah.
Okay,
Can,
that's
and can
it,
I ask you a question? So
absolutely.
she, with her now in a part-time position, Ms. Martinez going to a full-time, that leaves one remaining part-time position.
Correct.
Yes, one
Right.
part.
One-
One part-time position.
One part, right.
Okay, because we have Mr. Gibson,
Okay.
Ms. Fox, and we have,
So on the 19th, you'll have a
Ms. White,
full
we have,
slate except for one part-time?
Except for 2 full-times.
Two full-time and one
We're
part-time.
gonna ask for another.
I'm talking about
part-time.
August 19th. After we vote on these people, assuming we elect them,
Right.
how many positions do you have left?
We will have 2 full-time positions.
And one
Okay.
part-time.
No, it'll be
Okay.
full,
Maybe not.
if we get this one.
Gotta ask for it.
Oh, okay.
In a minute.
Now, the next person.
As
on
we
the
speak,
agenda-
that's what it is.
Yes.
All right.
Okay,
Okay.
the next person is Mr. Mars. Now, it's my understanding he went to the police academy and he left without notice. Is that actually true? That's what I,
I'll make a motion, we reappoint Mr. Mars to a part-time position for 2 years.
Second.
I just have a quick question. I think it's based on what John was saying. I think there was information that John said that he was an active police officer right now.
He
Is
went
that
to the
correct?
academy and dropped out.
Oh, gotcha.
Dropped
Okay,
out.
Very
okay,
common.
that's fine. Okay,
he dropped out? Okay.
Very common.
okay, right. Again, not an issue, just a question.
Okay.
So, okay, that makes sense.
Even if he is a police officer, there's no.
Well, that was
Honor.
the question, as to could you and how would that work logistically, so. But I'm good.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. So we don't really care if he just left with no notice. Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so that leaves us, we have 4 part-timers at the end of our meeting in August. And we have 2 full-timers vacant, correct? Now,
2 full-time positions. open.
do we have any plans to interview people for those positions?
The, last time we, posted the job, it was, for a part-time position. We had some very qualified people that were interested in part-time positions. But with these kind of in limbo at this point, we don't have part-time positions.
Right.
So we're anticipating that as things play out, that some of our part-timers may want to go back to full-time. And so we're good with what we have at the moment, but in the future, there are some qualified candidates that want to come part-time. We just don't have any positions right now,
Okay.
which is a good place to be.
Yeah,
Well,
another,
but then we
It's-
were a
it's
month ago.
miles
Right,
from where we were.
yeah, much better.
another question is, are any of our part-timers working over the allotted 29 hours per week?
Not at this moment. When we first, when we had 3 full-time commissioners and 2 part-time commissioners, yes, we were going over the limit. I don't think that's been a problem since then.
Okay. Now,
Is that-
the finance asked me, I talked to Aaron, and we said,
That's also a pay period, but it's also looked at over a year period though, if I'm
yeah,
not
they know,
mistaken. Is that not correct? If
Well,
we have to
for
offer benefits.
It's in a month.
Okay.
so if they work over the 29 hours, they get benefits for that month.
Well, and don't hold me to this, but I think it's like 1,200, I can't, it's so many
It's
hours
2,080
in-
would be full-time
in
for a year.
month. Then we have to offer them benefits for the month that they worked over.
Correct.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And we'd have to fund that.
Yeah, well, we have full-timers that are not filled, so the money should not be a problem for that. However, they're only appointed for part-time work. So that would be the issue, I'm thinking. I don't think other than that, if they do it now and then, I don't think it's a big problem. But
And
I
there's
think as a
form-
recurring thing, I think it's a problem.
And there's a form that we offer to the employee. They have the right to refuse that benefit because it's really more paperwork than anything.
Yeah.
Because you can only give them the benefits for the month that they worked the hours over. And most likely that time has passed,
already
or you
gone,
only
right?
got maybe 2 weeks left in that month. And then you got to pay the insurance premiums, you gotta go over the benefits. So most of the time, the employees just sign the form that they don't want the
Gotcha.
benefits for that month in
Gotcha.
question.
Okay, so the only thing we have are 2 vacant full-time positions. And we'll advertise, we can advertise for that too.
Yes, yes.
Do we have any applicants right now?
No, like he stated, the last time we posted the position, it was for part-time.
Okay.
So we have not posted for a
For
full-time
full-time.
position.
Okay.
But we're going to.
We can, yes, we definitely can.
Okay, that concludes the commissioners' issues.
I need to address something, and I'm gonna be circumspect in what I say, but I'm gonna give you enough information to know we've got a problem.
Okay,
And that is our previous chief judicial commissioner, according to our current acting chief judicial commissioner, is interfering with the office. I don't know of any other way to put it. She's interfering with the office. She has called and made some threats about who they're employing. And that she'll be back to work in September. We signed an agreement with her.
Feeling this is coming.
Ms. Kiana signed it, I signed it, the mayor signed it, and she signed it, that she would be out on medical leave through February 11, 2025, which is the end of her term.
Right.
So, that can't go on. I mean, we made a deal. And there were some things that were about to happen that if we hadn't made that arrangement, could have gone forward. And if this continues, they will go forward. I'll just tell you, they will go
Okay, how
forward.
do we know this has happened? I mean,
Stacy Swindell told me.
okay,
I talked to her last night. I was out of town, but
okay.
she
How
called
come
me
she
and I
didn't call
talked to her
the
about it.
chairman of the committee?
I don't know. She was concerned because she couldn't be here today.
Yeah,
And so I told her that I would bring it up. And, so I hope this doesn't go any further.
My opinion, let's go forward with the other.
Yeah, and,
Should have did that in the first place.
do what?
Probably should have done that in the first place.
Well,
I had a feeling this was coming.
there's already been some steps taken today to minimize some of the things that can be done.
okay,
And I don't want to say too much, but, you know, this is a very, very complicated situation. And that is, we made this arrangement, we worked this out, the department is, as you can see, they've got people coming back to them, they're getting people to work, but the previous director also was a defendant in 2 lawsuits that we're on the hook for. So it's not an easy thing to navigate. And, those lawsuits are gonna be next year getting tried, so.
okay.
That's all I need to say unless y'all got some specific questions, but I will try to, not to avoid, but I don't want too much information.
Just so I
If I
can,
help it.
maybe it'll help the judicial commissioners. There's zero obligation from anybody in that office to have any contact with the former director.
That's correct. And if there's a question about her, benefits or the deal or whatever, it should go through Ms. Kiana. Because she handles that stuff for us.
Okay. Any other discussion, old business? Any new business?
Motion to adjourn.
You got it? Thank you.